Welcome to the Portakeeper YouTube channel. A week ago I got this DF83 grinder and I've been using it every day this week. I've used it for Espresso and Chemex so far and I just really love it so far. What's the difference between the 83 and the 64? Well, mainly the burr size. So this has 83 millimeter burrs, where the DF64 that's been around for a little over 2 years I believe has the traditional 64 millimeter burrs. So that's using more the Mazzer Super Jolly size. This is using the Mazzer Major size. So quite a bit bigger. I did a burr comparison in one of my videos. So take a look at that and you'll see the difference. It's pretty noticeable. I think someone did the math. They're like 40% more surface area on these burrs. So this week I've been using it for Espresso, but I've also been using it for V60. Today we're going to do a shot of Espresso. I have it set on about setting 22, but every type of bean and grinder is going to be a little bit different, so make sure to dial it in for your specific needs, but that might give you a pretty good starting point. Let's get it going. So today I'm using some Ethiopian Yirgacheffe. It was roasted last weekend, and we're going to use this Timor scale. We'll put our dosing cup on the scale, and if it doesn't zero or tear automatically, you can tear it out. I've really enjoyed this scale. I just got one in black. You'll be seeing more of that in my future videos. And I like to just use a scoop to get right at 18 grams. So that looks right at 18, 18.1. We can try to take one out. We'll just say 18.1. It's kind of on the cusp. And like I mentioned before, I have it on about, it's a little hard to read, it's like 22. And to start with, take the lid off and pour your beans in. And I have this little cup tilter that I like to use, but you don't have to use it. It doesn't come with the grinder. Similar with this dial doesn't come with the grinder. It actually comes with the metal one. I think it looks really bad. So I have this white one, and what we're going to do is grind it. When it gets kind of towards the end, I start to use the bellows, and I just do a couple of light ones. If you do it really hard, what you're going to do is the chaff is going to blow up on the grinder. And that should be our 18 grams. Remember, it was like teetering between 18 and 18.1. So let's see about how much we got. Well, that's not right. It's showing 18.4. So maybe there's some grounds left in it from last time. I've done some tests and I'm pretty much within 0.1 gram every time. So usually if I put in 18, I get out 17.9. It might be flickering to 18. So really been quite good for retention. Maybe it's a little off because I was doing some V60, but it shouldn't really matter that much. So let's make a cup of espresso. I have my quick mill heated up. So have our VST portafilter. Really love the VST. And typically what I do is I'll take it and I'll put the portafilter upside down and just kind of give it a tap so that it goes in. Now, ideally you'd use a dosing funnel. I usually don't, but I do use a WDT tool just to kind of fluff it up and make it so that we have a pretty consistent bed. Before I tamp. So I think that's pretty good right there. Hopefully it does a pretty level extraction. Not a whole lot of puck prep here. And then I'm going to use this puck press today. That's what I have up here. And we get a nice consistent press. So pulling a shot. Today I'm going to use these Cruve cups. I've really enjoyed these. These have been really cool. I've had a lot of people ask, where'd you get these? I got them from Cruve. And I have a couple other products. It's in all my videos, so you can check out those. But really enjoy it. Typically what I'll do is just throw this in and we will put the cup on, and I'm going to tear my Kaya. Now we'll figure out if our puck prep was good. It could be a little off. Since I was shooting a video, it looks a little fast, really fast. Not using any of the flow control. This is just gonna be standard. So got about 35 grams. Let's give it a try. So tasting this is gonna be very subjective. I would say people have been asking me the differences between these burrs. I feel like the 83 has just been really good, classic Italian espresso burrs. Just if you're looking for that classic Italian coffee that isn't extremely unimodal, you're not really getting just tons of clarity, but yet I've been really surprised at some of the clarity that I'm getting out of this. That's just really where I feel this is. I think if you're looking for something over the top, maybe you want the 64 with like some unimodal burrs, but I'm loving this. This is much better than the stock DF64. Oh man, this is really good. It's nice and caramely, which is not really indicative of these Ethiopian beans. These aren't naturally processed though, so they're washed. And you get tons of that fruitiness out of it as well. So really dependent upon your beans, but these beans have been a real joy with this grinder. Just really pulls out everything that tastes good. You get that nice toasty caramel taste, but you're also getting that subtle undertone of fruit. So I need to do another one. I mean, it's really hard to tell you what you might like, but I've been surprised. I've been really looking forward to this. I've been using all the SSP burrs and various DF64s and kind of gotten hooked on the cast burrs as well as the multi-purpose unimodal burrs. They've really wowed me, especially for their size. This just offers something different. You're not getting that extreme clarity flavors. You're getting a little bit more balance, but you're not getting like that conical burr where it's just really balanced and you don't really get out any clarity in some of these conical burrs. Where in this one, you're getting a fair amount of clarity. I have this Adam 75 that you probably saw when I was pulling the shot earlier. You know, I'd say fairly similar to the Adam 75 in a lot of ways. And I consider that a really good thing. I like the Adam 75. The burrs, the Mythos burrs are used in several grinders out there, so they're pretty well known. This is just, I'm really thrilled with it. So if you're thinking about it, I can't really answer the question, should I get the DF64, the E, the P? The E, the P, I've seen some videos say, well, the downside is it has such a limited grind range on the bottom. It's really only for espresso in my opinion. And I really find that as a huge pro. Like this Adam 75, it is just an espresso grinder and that's all I want to use it for. You could use it for some other stuff, but it's really not what it's made for. I would say that your P and E models are the same. This one, it is made for espresso. It says mocha on top. I'd say probably more like AeroPress and then filter coffee. And the Chemex that I had yesterday was fantastic. It was one of the best Chemex that I've had in a long time. I usually use my Ditting grinder, and the Ditting, the clarity is so strong and crisp. It's sometimes can detract from the flavor of the coffee. So this gives it a little bit more of that balance that I sometimes look for if I'm not looking for that extreme clarity. And I think it's just really a nice addition to my grinder lineup. So if you got any questions, leave them in the comments. Need to do some more videos on this. I'll probably do a disassembly video. Let me know what other questions you have, and thanks for watching.